Hello and welcome. Sit tight. Catch Dog Concepts will be live very soon. Thank you for tuning in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Back on this thing. Back at it like a crack addict. How y'all doing? We on here. Salute to the chat. Ain't nobody in here yet, but it's all right. We're gonna keep doing our thing. Uh Tonight we got a good brother. I know him pretty well. Uh he he really he doing his thing. He young, like I'm young. He a little bit older than me. But like I said, remember these names because in the dog world we coming.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
What's up with you, bro?
And nothing, like I said, grinding, we getting to it like we always do.
Getting to it. Another day, another dollar.
Yes,
What's up with
sir.
y'all chat? How everybody doing? Let's see. Who's up in here?
We got Duro, salute to Duro.
What's up with you, Duro?
Taper by Tay. I don't know him. I think that's one of your boys. Salute
How
to
y'all
you,
doing?
brother.
How y'all doing?
Tech Tails, what's up? I don't know. I don't think I know you, but salute to you.
Salute to
So
everybody, man.
for sure. Tell the people your name and a little introduction.
I'm Quan. I'm Quan with Functional Focus Kennels, man. I'm upcoming dog breeder. I got a dog pro. I said a program, I like to say a breeder program. Um, and yeah, man, I've been in it for about a couple. I say going on 3 years now. And I started with a couple dogs. Now I got like 15 of them. So I'm head in. I'm all in. You know what I'm saying? And I went on a little spree and I got all my pieces. And now I'm just, I'm starting to build up a bloodline. So, here we are, man.
That's what's up,
FFK,
bro.
functional focus, man.
That's what's up. So, let's just talk about how you got into dogs. What was your introduction to them? Say it was a parent, a relative, or something. Just what was your first dog?
I had my first dog as a jit, like a real young boy. Um, we got Mutt, but he was like fire though. Like he was a real dog.
Yeah.
Um, he was a boxer, Rottweiler Labrador mix, and he was like 160 pounds in his prime, like real big, probably like 27 inches.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
know
a
what I'm
cooker.
saying? And he was a dog, like he was a real dog. That was my first dog, and he was like, he had real high prey drive. You know what I'm saying? He used to hit coons. He used to do it all. You know what I'm saying? He was a real good guard dog, all that. So
Yeah.
that was the dog who set it for me, who set the bar for like dogs. Like, I understood what a dog was because he didn't go for no BS. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was a
Yeah.
real, he was a real dog, and he was a cook up. He was a mutt though. You know what I'm saying? So, like, from the jump, I had band dog. Damn near, he was like a band dog.
Right.
And so from there, then he died at like what? I think it was 13 or 12. And then from there, it took me a couple years to get another dog because obviously I was a kid. But I moved out the house at 15. So I
Dang.
got my own dog at 16, and he was a Staffy, and his name's Poseidon. I got him way back on my page. You could probably go find him somewhere.
Okay.
But he's a Staffy, and he was a dog too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
um, before all that though, in the midst of me having my first dog, then my homie, he had a foster brother who bred Hercules Lion. So my boy Hercules, I don't know if y'all know him, but he's my boy. He came from the backyard, and he came from my boy who I'm talking about now. His name Devin Nash.
Okay.
And
Shout out to Devin.
so that boy right there though, his big homie was breeding Hercules blood, you know what I'm saying? Like his great great grandma or whatever. He started breeding with her, and she's an old school Gotti line, real heavy Gotti line female.
Okay.
And so he started with her, and he bred her and with two different males, and he inbred. He kept on just inbreeding, all the way down to where it got down to Devin, and then from there, then I'm in the mix. So I'm seeing him breed and work with dogs. So I was raised around a lot of them type of dogs too, like old school. Old school Gotti line type
Yeah.
blood. Them real dogs though, they were still acting like pit bulls. So you know what I'm saying. That's what got me into really wanting to have more than one dog. Like I always wanted just one dog, like a good dog, but that wanted me to I wanted to have more. Like I was like, like that'd be
Right.
cool to have dogs and then breed them and make my own and shit, right? But I didn't really think too hard of it until my girl one day she seen Layla post it, and she was like, "Man, we gotta get her. Like, we should get her. We should breed her with Hercules because she
Yeah.
looks good." And I was like, "You know what? That might be a good idea." So I
Mm-hmm.
got to asking questions, and I was like, "Do she got a high drive?" You know what I'm saying? And they told me, "Yeah," but when I got there, she didn't have no high drive. I still wanted to get her though because I was like, I'm gonna test it out. I'm a builder.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, man. So that's how I got into it, man. A couple years ago. I'm fresh.
Okay.
I'm fresh to the game.
And how old are you now?
I'm 22. I just turned 22 on the 19th.
Oh yeah, you still pretty young. Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
said, man, you gotta watch out for these young dogs because we up next.
Yes, sir.
So what was your first introduction to the American Bully? Like me, like my uncle bred them. I always thought it was like a real short, muscular pit bull. I didn't really know what it was until I got a little older.
My first introduction was the homie's foster brother. So I was probably like, I say 11 when I first really understood, what I'm saying, what the bully was. And if I'm gonna be real,
Yeah.
I thought it was a pit bull too. But they called them pit bulls though. You know what I mean? They called them
Yeah.
pit bulls. Like they called them, this is a pit bull. Like this is a blue pit. So
Right.
that's what I used to call it all until I got on Instagram. Up until I was like, what, like I say like 15, 16 is when I finally was like, oh, this is a bully. This ain't no pit bull. Like this is a bully. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But really though, if I'm gonna be real, I still kind of slip up here and there and call them a pit because they just act like them. They act like pit bulls. You know what I'm saying?
Pit bull, pit
They
bully.
act like pit bulls for real.
Yeah.
And they're real old school, so they probably still got some old school pit bull stuff up in them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um, but my first introduction though was the homie though. You know what I'm saying? Who bred Hercules. That's who got me really heavy into bullies because he bred bullies. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotcha.
I was always around him. I was always
Yeah.
introduced. Breaking up fights or doing how to do with him. You know what I'm saying? Playing with
Yeah.
him. You know what I mean? And so that's where I got Hercules from. Was that dude who introduced me to bullies? So I got introduced to bullies. I say like 11, 12.
Okay. Okay. Man,
Mm-hmm.
I like to ask people this. Oh, especially like me. Like I said, my uncles they really influenced my love and drive for dogs. Did you have any relatives that also owned dogs or bred dogs around the time?
Around what?
Around the time, like when you were younger, maybe, or when you were coming up.
Yeah, just him. Other than
Gotcha.
him, then other than him, then I didn't have nobody who really bred dogs or even liked dogs who was around me, or none of my family members had dogs. I think like the only other person in my family who had a dog was like um somebody who had like a damn like a lab, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just
Yeah.
like a little pet. Like it was
Gotcha.
nothing crazy, you know what I'm saying? No working
Yeah.
dog for real. Only working dog that was ever around me was like the dog that I, what I'm saying, really grew up with. When his name was
Right.
Kazar, and he was a monster. That band dog type of cooked
Yeah.
up, that boxer mix.
I like how that sound. No,
Um,
I bet he looked like a monster.
he was a nice little Brindle. He was big, like I said, like 160 in his prime, not fat, not no, like nice, and he was like a mastiff looking type dog though. So he had
Yeah.
kind of skin around his face and neck, but he was good though. Like, other than that though, no, nobody around me kind of influenced it. I kind of just fell into it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's what's up. So
Yeah.
so before we get started, we'll start. Okay, never mind. Hold on. I'm sorry. I looked at another question. So some people look for a color, or they get caught up in a color before they see a dog. What made you get into the side of well, you kind of stated it, but what made you want to breed onto this, the physical capability in the American Bully and just the drive? What made you seek after that and want to breed onto that?
Rather than color and stuff, right?
Right.
So reason being is because I didn't grow up around colorful dogs. I never seen a
Right.
colorful dog until I was already older. Like I was already over 18, and I finally start seeing tries, and I'm like, what? Like, I ain't never
Yeah.
seen that. Like, I was fascinated by it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the first try I saw was an old school try. Like, it was an old school. I don't even know what bloodline she was from, but she was old school. She was kind of like Hercules, same build,
Mm,
and she was a try. She was a blue try, and I was like, I like that. I really liked it. And so when I got Layla, then I was kind of caught up in the fight, like the fight. But I was like, I got Hercules. So off the jump, I'm like, I know if I do get some color, I'm gonna have some color that could move and could work and could really do some,
right.
and really have the capability to perform, right? So, Layla, she comes from She comes from a sable and a chocolate tri, but her sable dad comes from a merle and lilac tri. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
she got a lot of color in her. So that's what I started with was a dog. I was like, okay, I know that she herself isn't colorful, but she carries everything. You know,
Right.
she threw on her first litter. She threw like 4 or 5 tries.
Wow.
You know, and with a dog who is inbred on straight nothing but blues. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So she carries, you know, that blood when she could throw it too, you know, even with
Wow.
dogs who ain't tried, you know, and she herself ain't tried. So she
Gotcha.
threw visible, you know, and so I was caught up in that color for a while, you know what I mean? Up until, I mean, I wasn't really ever caught up in it because I got Hercules. My dog's not colorful,
Right.
and that's what I
Right.
started with. Like he's a blue dog, blue and white, old school dog, and he works. He's not no show dog. And when I started to notice and understand that a lot of bully breeders breed for show ring, I didn't know what the show ring was.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the show ring was at all. I
Right.
didn't have a clue. I didn't know people went and show their dogs. I was like, what? Why do you, you know? I didn't understand it at first. But then I started to understand, like, okay, that's why they want that size on them dogs. Like that's why they breed for, you know,
Yeah.
because it's for
Cosmetics.
show. Like, you know, it's
Right.
not for work. So my dog, he's not for that. So I automatically understood I can't go down that same route. Like I can't go down the color route because my dog's not big and super bullied out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he's a bully. Don't get me wrong, that boy a bully.
But he's
But
not extreme.
he's athletic. Exactly. He's
Yeah.
not extreme. He's athletic. He's nice and
Right.
lean. I keep him cut. So a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people, you know, obviously his big old block head don't look like a pit bull, but a lot of people just cause off his body, like, is that a pit bull? Like that's a blue pit bull? That's an old school pit bull. Like, yeah, that's an
Yeah.
old school pit bull. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they used to call him. And so yeah, that's that's why I don't care about color because I started with dogs who didn't have color. I never seen color before. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So it was never something I thought about until now. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what people like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and I don't really don't care about that right now because I'm building a bloodline. So I really don't like the litter I just dropped. I'm not making a dime. I'm not
Yeah.
making a dime off this litter. I'm finna give a dog away for free just to get worked because
Hey.
it's like I care about my bloodline more than I care about. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The other things that don't really matter, like you know what
I
I mean,
like that though. Yeah. That's
the
definitely
color and stuff.
dedication,
So
and that shows people and yourself. Like I'm not in this for the money. I want to build a proper
yeah,
line and a good foundation of dogs.
facts.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. Shout out, salute to you for that. So, man, I saw. I think I told New this. I saw a blue tick bauble. I said this in my last episode too. A blue tick bauble. It looked like a bulldog more than a bauble.
That's
But
crazy.
I think that color and everything is just getting all over. It's not. We can't even just point out the bullies anymore.
Yeah.
It's in all breeds of dogs almost.
Mm-hmm. It's a show ring. It's the people who's breeding for. They're not breeding for themselves. And back in the day, people used to breed for themselves and for what they needed, right?
Yeah.
And then when they really bred for the show ring is when a lot of show people back in the day they had working dogs as well. It wasn't
Right.
just they didn't just have show dogs. They had working dogs as well, and they liked the show
Their
ring.
yard was like mainly working, and then they had like probably
And
one show dog.
they had a couple show
Yeah.
dogs who didn't really they didn't work. They were show dogs, right?
Right.
So it started to become more show and then less working, and then boom, now here we are today. And I don't. If I'm gonna be honest, a lot of times I don't see color, and the reason is because there is true American Pit Bull Terriers who are blue, but a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like to,
I
say
wonder why
that.
that is.
Like,
I never like got into why they don't like that or what's the
well, it's
issue with that.
because it's just rare. It's really rare, and a lot of people, it's really rare. Like you know what I'm saying. You don't really see it much, and then a lot of people they can't really recall any winners who's really super known off of really super known people who are blue, have blue
Right.
American Pit Bull Terriers. So it's ongoing debate. It's gonna go on forever. You know what I'm saying? But everybody knows it's blue pit bulls, right? So I don't really care about colors that much just because of that. It's like people, this is genetics. Genetics is gonna do what it do. It's
Right.
random. Like my dog Azra, she's a blue brindle. She comes off of red dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
She got blue dogs way probably back like 3 or 4 generations back, but
Right.
she came off of red dogs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So she's a blue dog, a blue brindle,
Yeah.
and she came off a lilac tri and a red brindle. That's
Mm,
so
that's crazy.
genetics is weird. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they are. Yeah.
Genetics is just weird. So I I don't really like color like that much. But then again, like when you talk about a blue tick bauble, I don't call that a Borbal. That's a
That's a
mix.
mutt. Yeah, you
That's a
can't even
no.
call it a
Yeah,
Borbal.
it's
Yeah,
a cross, bro. I can't call that a Borbal because it ranges so far away from true Borbal lines that I just can't call it a Borbal. You know what I'm saying? I
right.
can't put the math together to where even if I'm gonna be honest, I don't even like black Borbals to be called Borbals for real. Like I mean,
Yeah,
it could happen for real. But
right.
it'd take a special thing like those have to be a rare thing. But nowadays they're not rare.
Yeah,
They
no, it's
breeding
not.
for
Everybody's
that.
breeding it.
They breeding for black
Yeah,
Borbals, and it's not real. It's not real. It's not in Africa because I was shopping in Africa. I had actually bought a Nigerian bred Borbal
yeah. I remember
from
you did.
Nigeria, and
Yeah,
she died before she could get here. She hung herself because it was just negligence from the breeders, which is is really annoying. Cause I put
man.
some bread into that bitch. You know what I mean? But basically, I'm asking breeders down there who I'm trying to shop with. I'm like, are like what is the thing with these black Borbals? Because if I'm hearing from Nigerians, black Borbals is a thing. Okay, I'm gonna believe it because
Yeah,
they live there. They've been breeding these dogs. They've seen it growing up. I said, have you ever seen a black Borbal growing up in your city or in your state? Oh, I never seen that. I never even seen a black Borbal
right.
today. So with that being said, I can't even trust that that's every.
You can't. No.
And yeah, so the color thing, it's sad to see. It really is
It
sad to
is.
see. It's cool though. I mean, I'm not gonna be one type of lie. Colors is cool. It looks
It
nice.
does look
You
good.
know,
It
what I mean? It
does.
looks
Yeah,
good. But it's not cool for the breeds. It's not cool for the dogs. But it looks good. I ain't
it
gonna
does.
lie.
Yeah, man. Like the Borbal isn't even a. I don't want to nerd out on the Borbal, but I know you like the Borbal, like I like the Borbal too. So we
Yeah.
could talk about it. But I know the Borbal's an endurance breed. Well, it's an endurance mastiff. It's supposed to
Mhm.
be able to go a little longer than regular mastiffs, and with that, they're supposed to be heat tolerant. When you have a
Right.
black coat, that dog's not going to be heat tolerant. It's going to be hot and it's going to overheat.
It's gonna attract that heat. It's
Yeah,
not going. It's gonna be breeding away from the yeah, like the natural reason why the coat colors were how cream fawn. You know what I'm
right.
saying? That buckskin.
Yeah, people don't understand that though. I mean, they just want what they want at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
Hey,
So I,
can't blame them, man. If they getting paid from it, they getting paid
oh yeah, they're gonna get that money, no doubt.
for sure.
I talked to somebody, they was like, yeah, these like people gonna look back 20, 30 years from us and be like, man, what is these bloodlines they had back then with all these
Yeah.
different colors and different deformities and all that in these
Yeah.
breeds. They're
Yeah,
gonna be
for
looking
real.
upside our head crazy. But let's get back to the interview. We got a little off topic there. Um, let me see. So you talked about what dog was the first part of your program, I'm pretty sure, didn't you?
Yeah, the first like the introduction to my program is Hercules. It's a face. That's
Right.
that boy. That's the face.
Yes,
It's my only
sir.
real stud on the yard right now. Only working active stud.
And you talked about what his bloodline consists of. But while we on the topic of bloodlines, what do you think about people that solely like buy a dog for the bloodline? What do you think are like some pros and cons of people promoting just solely the bloodline and not the dog?
Um. Well, so I mean, I'm kind of conflicted on it because bloodline. I mean, the bloodline. I mean, the dog kind of makes the bloodline, but at the same time, the bloodline makes the dog, right? Because if you got dogs in your bloodline, you most likely gonna get a dog, right?
Right.
So basically, when people are promoting bloodlines real heavy, right? I could understand them, but then at that point, they gotta back it up with the dog, right? They
Yeah,
gotta back
with
it
the
up with
one
the
in
dog
front
that
of
they're
them,
showing.
right?
So like for me, and I spent a lot of money on dogs, and I like blood. I
Yeah.
like it. I like to study it.
Yeah,
I
I don't
like
know
to
anybody that
understand it.
doesn't, but
Yeah, exactly. I like to understand. I like to understand and like study that shit. And I like to also own a part of history. If we're gonna talk about for real, like we're gonna go through a 16 generation pedigree on Rose, my game bred American Purple Terrier, Italian import. Right,
yeah,
got her from Italy. Her dad's a two-time W. And her mom is a real proven producer. Right. Anyways, um, I'm going through her blood where I'm going through her pedigree or 16, and you can honestly count Red Boy like a lot of times. Like you can really go through, you can count it real like a lot of times you can see it, and there are a lot. So it's kind of like you owning a part of history to where like I could go back and I could look at an old school dog and I could look at Rose and be like, damn, that shit kind of look like Rose. Like
right.
it's pretty cool because she acts like a real dog. Like she a dog. Like she acts how
Yeah.
she's supposed to, right? Um, and it's just cool to see the blood. Like this some Red Boy shit. I want to get some Eli shit now. and I want to see
Yeah.
how the Eli shit compares to this red boy shit, right? Because I still call I say I got a red boy female, I got a red boy female. I say it to this day because blood matters, right? But that's red rose. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Right.
see her, you gonna know once I get to promoting her, and because she's a dog herself. So, what I feel about it is the dog has to match that blood, or ain't no reason to bring it up in the first place. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Like if that dog ain't living up to his name, or is not living up to his blood, ain't no reason to bring the blood up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or like in Hercules' instance, in Hercules' case, like you see me say OG Gotti line or heavy Gotti line, right? But
Yeah.
that's only because of how people are, because of how the consumers are, right? They want to know that type of shit. I don't
Right.
care. I openly tell people, hey, my dog from the backyard, and I bet you he gonna go heads up with anything, and he gonna run circles around anything. You feel me? And
Yeah.
I got full confidence. I put my last dollar on my boy because I
Mm.
done put a lot of work into him. I know where he came from. I done seen the past 3 generations with my own eyes growing up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, I could understand like why people talk about blood, like especially if you see it in person. Because I could talk about Hercules' blood all day. You
Yeah.
want me to be honest? I could be like, hey, he got blood behind him. Like he got dogs. I could talk about the dogs 3 generations back, and people be like, bro, who cares? You know what I'm saying? But it matters though. It matters. You
It
know what I'm
does.
saying?
Yeah.
Because it's in that dog. You know what I'm
It lets you
saying?
know what you have
Um,
too. Yeah.
exactly. And then so I mean, so what I feel about it is like the dog comes before the blood, but then again, when it comes to shopping for dogs, you have to worry about the blood you got. If you care about cooking up, if you cooking up stuff, it matters. And if you just trying to work dogs, the blood don't really matter. If the parents is working, the puppy should be working. Especially if you put you all into it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I mean, I'm kind of conflicted on that. I feel like pedigree matters, but it don't really matter for real. Like
Yeah.
it don't matter. But because obviously the dog matters. But when it comes to like selling dogs and breeding dogs and cooking up and that shit matters, bro.
Yeah.
100%. You know what I'm saying? But if you just buying a dog to work, say somebody who just they working dogs, all they do is hunt hogs. They don't breed them. No, they don't breed dogs. They hunting. And I want a dog that can work. I don't care about the bloodline. If I'm seeing that you just posted a dog and the sire is hitting and the dam is hitting, I don't even. I'm not asking the bloodline. If I do, it's because it's fascinating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the dog matters before the blood, obviously, because every dog I done seen and bought, I seen the parents first, and before I knew the blood, I was like, I want a puppy off of that. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So the dog makes the pedigree because now I got people out after 2-3 years of really putting my all into this social media BS. Then I got people asking Hercules pedigree now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With he from the backyard, so I'm gonna tell him, hey, nigga, hey, you want to know some dogs? I'm gonna have to go and send you some old school pictures, and then you gonna have to understand and listen to my words and just believe them because you ain't gonna see
Yeah.
no videos or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And where you can go and see his blood or
Right.
search it up or nothing like
Yeah. He's
that. It's
not no
all on
database or
registry.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Got you.
So I mean, it matters, but it really don't. I got a backyard bred dog. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't.
So that tells y'all backyard bred dogs can do some work. They can be valuable in a program.
Well, yeah, a lot of dog men started with backyard bred dogs. Like the old
Yeah.
school dog man started with backyard dogs, bro. And it was all backyard bred dogs until niggas started with papers. And then at that
Right.
point, it was papers. Everything
Yeah.
mattered about papers and all. But before then, it was backyard shit. Everybody was cooking up in their backyard for what they needed. You know why? Because they was
Right.
cooking up for themselves. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like my breeder, Hercules breeder, I mean, he ain't never had a problem selling dogs because he was cooking up for himself.
Right.
They was all cooking it for themselves. And then they had people who was always wanted their dogs, and they're like, oh, if you get in there, you get in there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because I'm cooking up for what I want to do this or whatever. But if I'm gonna be
Right.
real, they didn't have that vision for it. They was just cooking up. They didn't really know exactly like what they had for real. So
Yeah.
that's why I bought Hercules. I was like, bro, I gotta show you how to cook. I
Right.
gotta show you how to cook, like respectfully. Let me show you, like you know what I mean. Um,
Yeah.
but
That's what's
yeah,
up
backyard bred dogs is dogs.
for sure. So you did kind of talk about some of the losses you face. Uh, and with that, have you faced any more losses? And talk about the process of importing a dog, if you can.
Um, yeah,
Well, you have,
so
yeah.
yeah, I faced a lot of losses. Just in the past 3 months, I've had 7 dogs, go. I mean, you feel me?
Dang.
3 of them was outside of this litter, but from this litter, I had 4 dogs leave. You feel me? And die and shit. And so basically, this is a horrible mother I'm dealing with. So she crushed three of her puppies, and then before that, one of the puppies was a stillborn, and I wasn't around to revive this puppy. So I lost four out that litter. It was a
Dang.
10 piece. I got six left. You feel me? So it was a 10 piece, six left. Right before this, actually, I had to run in there because she got back in the thing and she was crushing the puppy fully, completely on it, and it was like it was,
Oh
and so
man.
she's a horrible mother, So I gotta keep an eye on her and lock her up when she's not 3D. You know what I'm saying? She's just a horrible mom. So it's an L. Lessons learned when you're dealing with these new mothers and stuff like that, right? So I've lost, like I said, four puppies out that litter. That's a L. That's a fat L. Why? Because I'm losing my genetics. I don't get to see those four puppies ate. And then the four puppies I lost my biggest blue female, my smallest black female, and my biggest blue boy.
Dang.
So I lost
You
some
lost
some
something.
dogs
Yeah.
who could have been some hitters. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was definitely something that hit me. And outside of that, um, I got I had bought a golden child granddaughter. For the people who know bullies, that's a famous pocket bully, golden child, right? And I got a granddaughter off of him, and she was also a great granddaughter of Louis V. Oro, so that's also another famous stud, right? And so she had a stacked pedigree, and she was a dog herself. She looked good as a pocket. She had the look, and she
Yeah.
also, since she was raised with all these dogs in my yard, she had it in, like she thought she had it in her. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she showed like she wanted to work. Like she showed some good old drive, and she wanted to work. Like she didn't quit, right? And it was my pocket, so I was about to breed her to Hercules and make some little pocket rockets off of Hercules, right?
Mm.
And get into the real bully game, the show side of things, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I lost her this year. I lost her a couple months back. Uh, and she got killed by felony. The
Dang.
damn, she got killed by felony, and she was cool with felony. So it was just the routine. It was the regular routine that I take my dogs on walks. I take them on a walk. I go work them. Boom, boom, boom. I
Right.
work them separately, and I leave the cool dogs with each other, and the dogs who ain't cool with each other. I obviously separate them, right? And felony and Paris was her name. Paris, my pocket. They was cool with each other, right? They cool, and they good, right? And so is Layla. Layla and Paris is good, right? They all good with each other, right? And so Felony and Layla, sometimes they get to acting like they want to dominate each other, but it's usually when I'm around. If I'm not around, they're usually just cooling. Like they
Yeah.
usually kind of just be chilling with each other, right? They be patrolling the yard together, right? So I was keeping Felony locked up in a crib, and I didn't have her in a cage because where she comes from, you feel me? I want to kind of change it up, and I have to kind of just she has to get used to my program. I got her at 3 years old, so she still is
Right.
getting used to stuff. And basically, so I was keeping her outside the thing, whatever. And when I went outside to go and take Rose on a walk, Rose and Conan, then I guess Felony slipped out the house with Paris,
Oh
right?
man.
And no, Paris was already outside the house, so she slipped out. And so while I'm gone, then yeah, like I get back and Felony and Layla both are all super dirty and they all, huffing and puffing and, drooling. And then I see my bitch over there, tongue out, and I'm like, damn. So I go over there, I try to hit CPR on her. Her neck was all crushed up, and so that's a loss that I took. It was a real annoying, and it was another lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? Just how to switch up the routine and how to buckle down a little bit. All my dogs were getting older, so Paris was in heat at the time, so she probably started something, you know what I'm saying, and then boom,
Yeah.
I took an L, man. Take an L on an expensive little pocket, right? And then so outside of that, I had Parvo hit the yard, and four of my dogs got Parvo, and all four of them was on the edge of death. I thought they was all finna die. I ended up saving two of them, but two of them died. My thickest, most bullied out boy out the Hercules times later litter, and then my Hercules clone out the litter. So both of them died on me. So yeah, I
Dang.
took some good L's. You know what I'm saying? I took a good little amount of L's. Um, I mean, it comes with the game.
Yeah.
It's just all of his lessons learned. It all just comes with the game. Ain't nothing that I ain't expect. You know what I'm saying? As far as be having to take L's here and there. So everything, you know, I'm always looking at the pros and cons of like what can happen. So
Right.
it is what it is. You know, we gonna bounce back. Ain't nothing stopped.
For sure. So how'd you slip back past Parvo? Was it just like the faith of God, or did you do something to try and help get past it?
I was up for 7 nights, 7 days, and 7 nights dealing with Parvo, bro.
Dang.
I'm talking about 20 every what? It was every 20 minutes I'm shooting fluid down four different dogs' mouths. Two of my dogs died within 4 days. One of my dogs, Fudge, my boy Fudge, he went 2 days without any treatment. And then the third day he was on his deathbed. He thought I thought he was about to die for real.
Yeah.
Like he was about to die, but he was still fighting. Like he was still acting like he wanted to live. So I'm like, man, I gotta take him to the vet. Cause I ain't know what to do no more. I'm like, man, I can't do this home shit no more. I gotta take him to the vet. I ended
Yeah.
up going to the vet, spending 3K to get all the medicines
Dang.
I needed. All the medicines I needed to keep all my dogs alive. So I got hella antibiotics, hella anti-vomit, anti-diarrhea medicine. I got like fucking 20 bags of IV fluids. You feel me? So I'm in there. I'm hitting them all with IV fluids every couple hours.
Yeah.
I'm hitting them all with the I'm medicining them up, and them niggas still died on me, man. Still died on me after spending 3 bands with them niggas. They
Yeah,
still
that's
died on me,
crazy.
and I was hitting them the most with it. They was getting the best treatment. I don't know
Yeah.
how they got their bodies just wasn't built like that, but my survivors, they showed me an unexpected test of resilience, grit, genetic durability. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and Conan, believe it or not, all my other puppies got sick, but Conan, he was around all of them every single day. Another puppy got sick. After every day, another puppy showed signs. So every single day, it was like, okay, this puppy's sick. Let me bring him inside and I'm gonna treat him. Right? Keep him in the
Yeah.
cage. Boom, boom. Next day, another puppy gets sick. Let me bring him inside, treat him. Boom, boom. Mind you, all my dogs live outside, right? And I let my puppies roam free. They're not chained up. They're not on the back tie. They're not on the
Right.
cage. They roam free. All my other dogs is in kennels, and they all on chain spots for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Until lately, it's been too hot here in Arizona to keep them on their chain spots since I ain't got the correct setup how I want. So I've kind of been letting them loose and bringing in ones who wants to fight. I've been bringing them inside and shit like that. So, anyways, um, yeah. So every single day I would bring another puppy in, and Conan never got sick. Conan never
That's
got sick.
crazy.
So it showed me something because it was like you was exposed to it all, just like all the other puppies,
Right.
right? Had the same amount of shots as all the other puppies, all that, and all the other puppies got sick, life threatening, right? He
Yeah.
didn't get sick. That boy was out there cooling, cooling.
Dang.
He didn't get sick at all. So, I like to see that. That was something good to
Right.
see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like Conan, man. Yeah, he a nice looking dog, bro.
Yes, yes, sir. Appreciate it. Yeah. So that's how
Yes,
I got
sir.
through that, bro. I dropped the bag on it. You know what I'm saying? I dropped three
Got you.
bands on
Yeah,
keeping
that's
my
crazy.
dogs alive, because that's all my keepers. If
Right.
all my keepers would have died on me, I kept 5 out of an 11 piece.
Yeah.
I dropped 11 puppies. I kept 5 of them. 2 of them died, so I got 3 left. Feel me? But it is what it is, man. Take L's.
Right. So, what's your plans for Red Rose? What do you plan to do with her in the future? If you want to talk about a little bit of it.
So Red Rose, Um, she's a real dog, man. She's gonna bring a lot to the program. She's gonna bring a lot of mouth and tenacity, grit. You know what I'm saying? Heart.
Yeah.
She done been through the rough already. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um, like I said, I don't condone this, but things happen, right?
Right.
So I got chain spots. My dogs are on chain spots, and they all go hard. You know what I'm saying? All my dogs, they dogs. I don't
Yeah.
show a lot. I don't show a lot on Instagram or any of my platforms, but they dogs. You know what I'm saying? So basically, what I'm saying is, they hit and they trying to hit each other, whatever. And I can't be outside at all times. I can't
Right.
shut them down at all times. So I'm actually away from the house. I left, and my lady's here at home, and she had her friend here too. And so basically, my lady was in our room, and I got a guest room, and her friend was in the guest room, right? So her friend goes and tells my lady like, "Hey, they fighting in the back, like something happened." So she went back there, and Rose broke off her back tie, and she got into it with Layla. Azra broke
Dang.
off her back tie, and she went to go jump Rose with Layla.
Yeah.
Layla and Rose, no, Layla and Azra jump Rose, wore her ass out. I'm talking
Dang.
about, nigga, like, if my girl ain't catch him, she would have died. I ain't gonna lie. And I spent
Yeah.
5 bands on that bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah. You'd have been
outside
hot.
of that, that's my favorite dog on the yard. Out of all the dogs I got, that's my favorite dog, right? And because she different. She's a
Yeah.
dog. This is my first game bred pit bull, right? My first game bred true American pit bull terrier, and she's a Italian import.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's different. Like,
Yeah.
she hit a special place in the heart for me. You know what I'm saying? So she got wore out by Layla. Layla did her dirty, but honestly, she had a disadvantage because she got off her back tie and wrapped herself around a tree right there. And then Layla and Azra wore her ass out. You feel me? So basically, what I'm saying though is she got hurt. She didn't have a wine. She's been in the house. She's just now got recovered. Like she just
Right.
all her shit done closed up and all that. So, anyways, I had to hit her with antibiotics and all that too. I had to she had to get recovered. Anyways, though she got hurt. She got a um it's just undeniable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's really truly a game bred dog, and so my plans for her is to keep it game and to add that shit all to my pit bully line. So I'm gonna be line breeding on her. She's gonna be a foundation bitch for the yard. You see how Hercules is the face of the program, but she's the bitch of the program. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's the female I'm gonna be building off of. I'm gonna be breeding all her kids together, just like I'm gonna be breeding all the Hercules kids together, and I'm gonna be
Mm.
breeding all those. I'm gonna be taking those to different directions. So I'll keep it. I'll have a straight bully line. I'll have a pit bully line. And I'll have a straight game dog line, and I'll have some
Mm.
band dogs. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so as far as Rose goes, first I'll take her to Hercules, then I'll take her to Moonshine, GST Moonshine. If y'all know who that is, you need to search him up. You feel me? That's a dog proven
Okay.
producer. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna take her to GST Moonshine second. I already got the stud fee locked in and shit. I already got money down on that joint. And then third, I'll probably be line breeding on her in some way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I don't line breed on her in some way, then I'll probably take her to something big, like what I'm saying, like a mastiff of some sort.
Yeah.
I'll do something to her though. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
right now though, I for sure got two breedings locked in that I'm for sure gonna be doing with her. That's gonna be pushing the program past. You know what I'm saying? Where it's at, and then in the future, we're just gonna see what she do, what she accomplishes, because I'm about to be getting her to hit hogs, coons, and I also want to try to get her proven in personal protection work because I think she got the drive for it. How she be
Okay.
looking at people, how she be looking at people. I ain't gonna lie, I think she got the drive, and then like I had her around loose leash, like no leash, right? Had her around somebody new who she never seen before.
Yeah.
Rose's never seen no person up close before, only on walks, and she be trying to pull at him like she does with dogs and
Oh
prey.
man.
So basically, first time she's off leash, had somebody around. She knew she's been seeing this person around the house because she's been in the house, right? So she's been seeing this person around the house, but she's never, interacted. And she was off leash, and she didn't go up to her or nothing like a real game dog would. Be real nice, and she's
Yeah.
not like that. She's not super friendly and stuff. So that's real good to know and put into personal protection. So I'm gonna try her out and a lot of different routes, and based on where she goes, will determine her third and fourth breeding. But I think I'm gonna push her limits. I'm gonna breed that bitch 4 times, and that's I'll probably retire after that. But
Okay.
she gonna be a lot to the program though, man.
For sure. Um. So you got a current litter on the ground right now. Talk about them. Talk about who their parents are and what you expect from them.
Oh yeah, man. Hold on, me. I should probably go in there and show you them real quick.
Yeah, we can do that for sure. Yeah, let's see the pups, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to be in there for too long because my phone might die. My charger is just keeping it alive. I don't know why it's not charging. Let me show you these puppies, man. That's real dogs. So this right here. Can I switch the camera?
I don't think so. I think you might have to flip it, like hold it, like flip it like that. Yeah, I don't think it'll let you flip. There we go. Okay. Okay. You got that work, y'all. Y'all tap in, man.
I'll bet. Here we go. Yes, sir. So, this is Felony, man. This is the AK-47 Chopper daughter. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but if you do, you know. You know what I'm saying? That's a dog.
Yeah.
Um, this is the one I said that, caught that body on the yard, unfortunately, but it happened. And yeah, that's a dog, man. This is her productions right here. The 6 that I got left. The camera's all inverted, but
We see them though.
yeah, man, you see him though, man.
Yeah.
Let me see. Look
Them
at them
boys
dogs.
thick.
The
Yes,
motherfuckers
sir.
is sick. They got that Hercules stamp to them.
Yeah, I can see it.
You know what I'm saying? Every one of them. I think this gonna be my keeper female. Her name Aura. Her name gonna be Aura, man. She
She
got
got
that
the
aura
aura.
to her. Oh fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there we
Okay.
go. Camera's all messed up. All right, there we go. Look, she a dog though, man. She gonna be fuck. Oh, inverted. There we go. Bam. But yeah,
I
man,
see her
them
though.
dogs right there. So this is my Hercules times felony litter.
Yes,
Hercules,
sir.
my foundation male, and then felony. And my goals and plans for this litter is a taller, a taller Hercules with more dominance and intent. So what I mean by that is an intent to, intent to do some damage
Right.
and
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? Because Hercules is a dog, but he's really balanced. And how I raised him was I raised him with that, real stern, like real, hard on him. Like you can't do this,
Yeah.
you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, because I lived in an apartment when I first got him, so
Right.
I couldn't let him be a dog like how I can now, right? Um, and so look at them boys, man. Look at that.
Yeah,
It's
them
the
boys
dogs,
thick.
man.
Yeah, you taking care of them, bro.
That's
Yes,
gonna be my
sir.
blue AK right there, y'all. My blue AK.
Okay.
I'm keeping him. I'm probably gonna send him down to Cali to work some hogs. This is my black Hercules right here. He's the biggest boy in the litter. I'm probably finna keep him here close or send him over with a friend. And then this boy right here, I'm gonna probably name that nigga Mr. Noggin, aka Bone. Man, that boy got a head on him, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna be nice. He's gonna be real nice.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
but yeah, so my plans for the litter though, and my goals for the litter. So my goal is to get a bigger bigger Hercules with more bone because AK is 26 inches tall, right?
Right.
Hercules is 20 inches tall. Felony is 22 inches tall. So it's definitely gonna be give me bigger dogs,
Yeah.
especially knowing that Hercules is throwing some size on his litters, right? So basically, I want a bigger Hercules with more intent and more dominance because Hercules is a dominant dog. He's obviously the alpha of the yard, but he's never been put in a position to where he's had to really uh, show dominance in a way
Right.
to I know what I'm saying, like I know he's a dominant dog, but I'm not no dog fighter. I'm not no I'm not really in an opportunity where I could really see things that I would like to, right? So I know that
Yeah.
she got it in her, so with this breeding I know that this is gonna be adding dominance. It's gonna be adding more mouth because Hercules got a hard ass mouth, but Felony got a hard mouth too, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's tighter or if she got more, but she got a hard mouth for sure. And so um, it's gonna be added on to the mouth. I'm gonna have more leg, and I'm gonna keep that look, that Hercules look, because he's so he's such a producer. He's an inbred
Right.
dog, so he's gonna throw himself a lot, right? And that's what I'm going for with this litter. And my goals for him, I'm just gonna push him to their limits. I'm trying to get him on hogs. I'm trying to get him into personal protection, and I'm just trying to push them their limits. Like ideally, like as far as like what I think that these dogs could do, I want to get my dog that I send to Cali. I want to get him like level one at least, level one APPDA. That's a personal protection sport. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
then I want to just get him proven on hogs, and from there he's gonna be the next stud on the yard. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, but yeah, that's the goals for them.
For
They're gonna be
sure.
some dogs, man. Some
Yeah. It
dogs.
sounds like you got some good goals going. Sound like you got it figured out. Sound like you know what you know what you want to do, man.
Yeah.
Shoot. I got a couple more questions, then we're gonna wrap it up. What do you want to do with your band dog program? Where do you want to see it? What breeds do you want to intertwine together, and what do you want from them?
So my band dog program is gonna be really extensive, and it's probably gonna take a lot of time out of my life to complete.
Yeah, he said
Um,
life. He didn't say time.
yeah,
He
it's
just
gonna
said
take
life.
it's gonna take a lot of time out of my life because I know it's gonna take a lot of years to do and complete how I want it, right?
Right.
So my band dog is gonna be really extensive. I'm gonna create 3 different lines of dogs, and I'm gonna add all those dogs together, right? And so basically, I'm gonna create a pit bully line, which is what I'm working on first.
Yeah.
What I need to start my band dogs. After my pit bully line, then I'll be creating a mastiff line, right, is going to consist of true working Borbles, whether I have to import them or whatever. I'm going to
Yeah.
find some true working Borbles like I did, but I couldn't get the litter. I couldn't get the damn dog. So I'm going to find me some true working Borbles, and I'm going to take that shit to some imported presses. All my shit's going to be imported. All my band, so I'm going to have some different blood. You know what I mean? I already got a presser litter I'm looking forward to. It's coming from New Zealand.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that. So as soon as that shit drops, hopefully it don't drop for another year or two. Then I'll be able to get one of them imported presses. So I'll be taking my own pit bully line to my own presses slash board boot cross, and then I'll be taking that to my own. bull Arab cook up. So if you know what a bull Arab
Okay.
is, you know what that is?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna
Mm.
cook up my own type of bull Arabs using my rose blood. Hey, no, using rose blood, and then I'm gonna use one of these productions I got. I'm gonna use either one of them, or I'm gonna take Felony to a Greyhound, one of them. But I'm gonna create my own lurchers, and then from there, then I'm also gonna take that to a German Shorthair Pointer or another type of hound dog. Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna inbreed on that litter, and then from there, I'm gonna have my own type of you know what I'm saying, bull Arab. Right. Um,
Yeah.
using the same type of blood, right, that I already got on the yard. And
Right.
so that's kind of where my band dogs is gonna come from, man. And now I don't really say this type of stuff to nobody, you know what I'm saying? But that's the cook ups, bro. That's the
Oh, so
cook
we
ups
got
that's
the
gonna happen.
exclusive then.
And
We
it's some exclusive shit right there
okay.
because nobody's thinking like that, bro. So basically,
Right.
I'm gonna take Mastiff to Bull Arab, which is kind of like, you know, it's like a modified, like a more of a, it's like a standard, like a better lurcher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And then
like
I'm
them
gonna take,
Australia dogs. Yeah.
yeah, you know, and then I'm gonna
Mhm.
take that shit to my own pit bully line. So I'm gonna take all of my own shit together, and you know that's just gonna take years to do, right? So right
Yeah.
now, I got enough pieces to complete half of it, but now I just need my mastiff. So I need a presser. Really, I'm gonna buy a presser. I'm gonna take her to a top working stud, like some nice stud that's already
Yeah.
proven. I ain't gotta, you know, I ain't gotta buy no stud. Boom, and I'm inbreed on that litter to have a boreable presser cross, right? All my dogs gonna be inbred because I like dogs who can produce themselves heavily. See what I'm
Right.
saying? I want a dog who can constantly throw himself in his genetics because he's inbred and his genetics is gonna just, you gotta throw himself. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they
Just
gonna
like,
show. Right.
you know, they going to because there's dogs out here that's producers off of cook ups, but the cook ups ain't, they're not like, you know, they're not like
Right.
inbred. They're not inbreedings and shit like old school. I'm breeding like old school days and new times. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yeah.
doing one some old school cook up type shit in new times, like right now, you know. So um that's the goal with the band dogs, man. And then like the purpose of my band dogs will be versatile working dogs. Ideally used for hog hunting and, you know, big game because there will be some big dogs. Those dogs right there, based off like what my goals will be for them, and obviously it will change over the next 20 years once they finally get started. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But my goals for them will be dogs who are nice and stocky like a Borbal, right? With the functionality of you know, a presser, like a nice presser. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the tenacity and the grit of a damn, you know, a pit bull with the, you know, the speed and the agility of a great, you know, a bull Arab type, you
Yeah.
know. And so basically, those dogs gonna be really versatile. They're gonna have that bully in them to keep them real level headed. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have um, that pit bull in them to keep them real gamed out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they're gonna have that mastiff in them to keep them real versatile. Like
Right.
versatile, they're gonna have that defensive drive. They also gonna be able to understand, like, you know, pack. You know, they're gonna understand things more. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, because you know, mastiffs are a little bit different. Like they got a different type of understanding than bulldogs,
They
and then
smart too.
bulldogs got a
Yeah.
different, yeah, you know. So that's the goal with the band dogs, man. And the band dogs gonna be different, man. Ain't nobody gonna have no shit like me already.
Yeah. Man, so you gonna have like a bloodline in like almost every breed. Like you have a bully bloodline, you gonna have a pit bloodline and a band dog bloodline. What you gonna call it?
I don't know if I want to give out the name of what I'm gonna call
Okay,
it.
okay. You keep that. You can keep
Cause
that. I give you
somebody
that.
gonna end up, I'm gonna end up hearing that shit somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna end up
Yeah,
hearing it somewhere. I'm like, damn.
I
But
feel
no,
you.
I don't want to give out the name, but just know it's gonna be some real FFK shit, bro. It's real
Okay.
functional, focused dogs who are versatile, and like I said, they're gonna be versatile in man work. I'm talking about real killers, like, you know, because the Borbols, quote unquote, what I heard from every person I've talked to who owns a Borbol, have real civil aggression. I
Yeah,
want that, and a lot of people tell me, I've talked to a lot of people, and I've mentioned, what if I take my game bred dog to your Borbol stud? How would I? What would my puppies be like? Oh, those puppies are gonna be dangerous. You're not gonna be able to control them. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm thinking, what if I wrap around that bully stable, that stable bully temperament
yeah.
around that? You feel me? What am I gonna get?
Right.
I'm gonna get some dogs. Like I'm gonna get some stable minded dogs, balanced
Mm,
dogs who got the tenacity. They want to kill everything they see, everything. Feel me? But they also understand that the companionship of a bully.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they could be a companion to you, your own, you and your family, whoever they was raised with. Other than that, they gonna be some dogs, man.
I see
And
what you're
obviously,
saying.
everybody said this shit. Everybody, a lot of people say they want to create their own bed dogs. Almost say the same things, right? But I know for a fact my dogs will be versatile in almost every way. They're gonna be able to complete almost every task. You can use them as sport dogs. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna be functional enough. Uh, my ideal band dog, like my final cook up's not gonna be over 130 pounds, no taller than what I say 27, 28 inches tall, no taller. You feel me? 130 pounds. That's a nice dog. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 140 pounds. And that's kind of where it's gonna be heading. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a nice dog who's gonna be able to still clear, 4 or 5 foot, 6 foot fence. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be hitting. You know what I mean? It's gonna be
Right.
hitting everything. It's gonna be versatile.
Man, I'm gonna send you a video I saw of this Borbal in Africa. Bro, them like I said, that's one of my favorite breeds. Like
That's my favorite breed. I ain't gonna
they
lie.
serious, man. Like they really get to it. It's natural. They don't do protection training for it. They just go after people, whoever come on
And
the
I like
property.
that. And I
Yeah.
like that. Cause I don't
You
see
can't.
people putting work. I don't see people putting that much work in with the Borbals. So I want to see if somebody do put in work with the Borbals and they try to take it as far as they can. How far can they take it with a Borbal? Because what I was told by a dog decoy, a dog trainer, the young dog man like us, he
Hmm.
was like, "Bro, why you think nobody's ever champed out a Borbal?" I was like, "Because they don't understand what they could do with it." He was like, "No, probably because it don't need to be done. You don't think
Yeah.
nobody's tried?" You
Right.
know what I'm saying? He's like, you don't think nobody's tried? It's probably just a shitty breed to do it with. So I'm like, man, you're right. Like, it could be, but what if I take that to a dog like a Pressa? Like, maybe I could bring that shit back out the Borbal to where it could
Right.
become better. I'm just basically with the Borbal Pressa cookups I'm gonna do. I'm trying to just create a better Borbal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the Pressa in my eyes is better than the Borbal.
Just the
As far
trainability
as
aspect really is what you looking for,
yeah,
that just being able. Yeah, I got you.
yeah, and like based off what you can see, like you can't see no video proof of Borbals doing what they said that they was bred to do.
I got one. I got one. I'm gonna send it to you after this.
Send it to me. Send it to
I'm gonna
me.
send
Yeah,
that
I
to you.
can't see no video proof. I'm like, I want to see a dog working the Borbal, true
Yeah, yeah,
Borbal.
I'm the same way
You
though.
know?
Like I see some people that do it, but it's not a lot. It's probably like two people I know that probably do it, but not a lot of people. But the masters, there's another mastiff I know that a lot of people have done sport work with and have done protection training with. But they'll react to it or they'll do it, but then they just get caught up in liking the bite and they'll bite anything or anybody at any time without being told to. Or some know that's not really biting somebody, so they won't do it.
They
That's
don't.
what
Yeah, they don't got the understanding. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They need to understand. You know what I'm saying, that they don't got that off switch. That switch. Yeah, I hear you.
got you. So shoot, this is my last question. I'm gonna let you go, bro. I think this is a great interview. We picked the mind of functional focus Kennels.
Yes, sir.
What do you say to somebody that wants to become a dog breeder or wants to build a program and build a line like you're doing now?
Hey man, be ready to drop a bag, man. That's
Yeah,
the main thing I'm gonna say to somebody who wants to be a dog breeder is understand what you doing. Like understand why you want to breed the dogs because it might take people who start breeding dogs a while to understand why they even breeding them dogs.
right,
There might be so many people who just jump in head first, get two dogs, breed them, not understand what they doing or why they doing it or their vision or what the goal is in the long term. They just like, oh, I want some money. But one thing about this dog breeding shit, which I learned the hard way, it's not easy, man.
no, it's not.
It's not easy. It's not. And I thought it would be easy because of the marketing. I was raised, man. My first job ever, I was 12 years old and I was doing door knocking sales. I did that shit until I was 15 or 16, right? And then from there, I've always had sales jobs. Like I was always a salesman,
Yeah,
And I'm like, man, I'm a salesman. Like I could market, I could do.
right.
It's not that easy,
Just that,
bro.
no.
It's not that easy. You have to really build a name, and people buy the dog from the breeder rather than buying a dog for the dog. So
You got to
basically, what
build
I'm
the
saying,
connections too. I think
exactly.
connections is a great thing. That's why this podcast. Like I didn't
Hmm.
met a lot of people that's ready to do stuff with me and work with me and really just sit down and talk to me. Like I'll talk to some people 2-3 hours just on the phone, just talking about dogs or talking about their experience with things, and that really helps you out. And that helps you not cut corners, but helps you escape a lot of problems or a lot of issues that people may have faced before.
Yeah, yeah. The connects is everything in the dog game, and the dog game is really like you gotta have. determination, man. Don't come in anybody. So the question was, what would I tell a dog breeder? Man, don't worry. Like you gotta have that. You gotta have that determination. You can't break. Like you gotta be strong.
Yeah.
You gotta have the strong will because, like I said, I know lost 7 dogs in the past 3 months.
Yeah. Right.
That's
Yeah. That's
hard on
that's a
somebody's
lot.
heart. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, cause especially when you got a woman, like you can't walk into this thing and it's gonna be just peaches and cream. Like my lady didn't expect to have 15 dogs at the crib right now. 2 years
Right.
ago. 2 years ago, she didn't expect to have 15 dogs when she brought up getting Layla and getting breeding. See what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because a lot of people don't get into dog breeding thinking about the future, like like somebody like myself would. Like I'm thinking about the future. So basically, what I'm saying though is, you really trying to get into this dog breeding shit, you gotta be determined. You gotta have money.
Yep.
I'm spending money on. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I went from feeding two. I went from feeding 3 dogs completely raw food, no kibble ever, completely raw, right? And that shit costing me about like what I say like 200, 300 a month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro,
That's a bill.
I'm spending about double that, and I'm buying the cheapest kibble. And
Right.
I'm still. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm not treating my dogs bad as far as the food goes. 'Cause they all
Yeah.
get raw. They all get at least like a week's worth of raw completely in like the month and shit, right? But that's bread.
Right.
It's
Yeah. It
bread, bro.
is.
Just for my dogs, I'm saying I've probably got like a $600 to $800 bill a month
Yeah.
on dogs. You add that up throughout the year, I'm spending at least 6 bands on dogs throughout the
Right.
year on food alone. Let's not talk about the kennel setups and the chain spots that 3 dogs just went out there and broke trying to fight. Three
Right.
dogs. Let's not talk about the antibiotics and the 3 bands that I just spent trying to keep dogs alive. Let's not talk about the training that you have to pay. You feel me? If you're trying to actually do things with your dogs and you're not just got pretty dogs, you're not just breeding, you're not just showing. I want to get my dogs seen. So let's not talk about the training sessions that I have to go and get my dog in front of a decoy. It
Right.
costs money to get your dogs to bite
It
a
does.
person in the suit. They're not finna take that bite for free. I
No.
done took a bite from a presser before. That shit don't fucking feel nice.
I seen you
They're
got
not
bit
finna
in the
do that shit
knee.
for free.
Yeah. No.
You see me? Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if you seen it on my story, but I don't took I be out there working dogs, so I'm an aspiring dog man for like I really want to do all aspects. So I'm in the suit. I'm taking bites. That shit ain't fun.
No.
That shit
It
is
don't. It
hard.
don't look like it. Yeah.
Bro, that shit is hard to do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fit dude, bro. I'm a fit, like athletic dude, bro. Like
Right.
I've always been athletic. Bro, that's fucking it's taxing, bro. That shit's hard. It's a
Yeah.
workout. They really so what I'm saying was that costs money. You want your dog to be a working dog? You want a dog to actually be a guard dog, a real working dog who can hit people? You gotta go see somebody. That should take
Right.
months and months of time. It should take time, energy, money, a lot of money. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going on 3 years, right? In the dog game. I'm probably I say about 30K invested into dogs.
Dang.
I'm 22. This is bread, bro. You see what I could be doing with 30K?
Yeah. You could be doing a lot with 30K. Yeah.
At 22, I could be having fun, bro. I could be. It's investments, bro. This shit takes
Right.
time. It takes time and it takes dedication. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't walk into this bitch thinking that it's all sweet because you're gonna have to put in work. It's not just letting the dogs hit each other and fucking, but you gotta put in work.
Right. Got
Bro,
to.
you got a bad mom like this, and you got to stay up for 2 weeks at end just for your puppies to get old enough not to get crushed in 2 minutes.
Right.
Bro, you gotta, keep your dog caged. I put her in a cage. You know what she do? Break out.
Yeah. That's
She break
crazy.
out and go and find her puppies, jump in a weapon box and crush them.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot to
You know
manage.
how she killed her 3 puppies? Breaking out her kennel while I had to leave the house, breaking out her kennel and crushing her puppies while I was gone. Coming
Dang.
back to flat puppies. Because why? Not because I'm negligent, not because of that. Because the bitch is a bad mom and she want to do
Right.
her puppy so bad because she wants to be a good mom, but she's a bad mom because
She
she
just don't
crushing
know
them.
what
You
to
see
do.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's L's, it's money, it's time, it's dedication. And if I'm gonna be honest, the pros out of dogs only come from the passion and the love from it. It really don't come for real in the bread. And that's coming from a young dog, man, who ain't really been in it for too long. So don't be discouraged because you could probably get hella bread. There's a lot of
Yeah.
successful people, but look at the route that successful people are going rather than me. I'm working with working dogs, working dogs who aspire, working up to being working dogs who,
Right.
getting into their jobs, understanding it, and I'm understanding all that stuff too, right? So basically, um, the dogs I'm working with, it's not no money grab like how the Merles and the show dogs and my 200-pound
Yeah,
bullies. You know what I'm saying? If I go grab a 200-pound bully right now and I work off that blood for 3 years, then I'm gonna expect $10,000 puppies.
yeah,
Then I'm gonna expect, you know what I'm saying? But right now, with me almost being 3 years in with these athletic bullies, I'm not even finna be selling these bitches for 3K.
right,
If I'm gonna be completely honest, why? Because it takes a lot more. I have to prove my dogs. I have to put money into training. I have to put time into going to shows and events and prove. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to put time into the content. I can't just take a pretty ass stacking photo. I have to work, I have to work that bitch. I have to
right.
put the conditioning time in. It's gonna take 3 weeks to condition his dogs where you can see, that muscle in his rib, or where you could see where he could work for hour running without, stopping. And
Yeah,
things like that. That shit takes time. I got bullies. I got pit bull too, but I don't got no, dogs who are built for that type of shit. Like
right.
they're built for it because of the past couple generations it was bred like that. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not
Yeah,
bred to be those dogs that I'm making them out, that I'm training them, I'm building them to be. You see what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
I'm building these dogs and shaping these good genetics to, come out in the ways, especially like Hercules. Like he wasn't bred to be a damn killer. That
right.
nigga, he a dog. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Now he a dog. Why? Because of the environment he's in. His handler, which is me, who shaped him and built him and put the time in and money in. You see what I'm saying? So to get into the dog game, don't come in thinking like you come in with $1,000 dog and $1,000 in your pocket. Nigga, this shit takes bread,
it's
nigga.
not gonna come like that. It's
This
just
shit
it's
takes
not.
bread and it takes time.
Yeah,
After almost it's been not even 2.5 years, but it's been over 2 years, right? I don't even got 2K followers, my nigga. Not even on
right.
one platform.
Yeah,
Not even on one platform. And most of my followers, majority of them are breeders.
yeah, right.
See what
So you
I'm
don't even got
saying?
like real fans. You got just people that like dogs, like you like
I got
dogs.
people who
Yeah,
love dogs who like the dogs that I'm posting.
right.
Them niggas ain't finna spend no money with me.
No, because they already got their own dogs. They
They
trying to
got their
sell.
own shit going on. They got their
Yeah,
own breeders. They got their own. You see what I'm saying? So basically, and on top of that, I got the supporters. People who's
right.
never gonna spend a dollar. They supporting me though. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So like, it's like, don't get into this bitch thinking that's fun and games because it's really not. It's really, really not. It's really not. Like,
it
if
isn't.
you're not
No,
coming to the dog game thinking like, hey, I'm trying to build my own dog and I want to do this and I want to do boom, 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 and I'm gonna make sure that these dogs who I'm breeding have good homes and blah, blah. There's no reason
right.
to even do this shit. Go find you a good dog you like.
Why
Go
you
find
think
you
I
a good
started
breeder.
early,
You know.
man? Why?
Hey, yeah,
Yeah, I had to get in the field already. I got to get in the field now.
exactly.
Yeah,
So take you some time, understand what you're doing, get you a motherfucking program started before the program started. So
right.
already understand what's going on. Already have your space because look at this. I'm in a 2-bedroom house in Arizona, right? 2-bedroom house. I got 15 dogs. You could just imagine how much space I got. 2-bedroom house.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. You
I
don't
could
got a
have
lot
a
of
big
space.
backyard. I got a big backyard, right? But
Right.
it's you can just imagine like if I do one more breeding, I'm gonna be at the point where dogs are damn near elbow to elbow. You feel me? Like
Yeah, you
nigga,
gonna have
they're
yeah,
not
you
gonna
gonna have
have the
20 dogs.
space to really do what they want. I'm not gonna have the
Right.
space to do what I want with them because I can't do no more breedings at this point. Now at this point, I have to sit down for a year. You feel me? And
Evaluate.
move on to some land. So if
Yeah.
I would have thought that far at the beginning, which I didn't, I just kind of got all my opportunities, and I kind of just, I was hitting. I'm a young nigga.
Right.
I'm trying to get to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to it. And I'm trying to, trying to make things happen, and I'm trying to build a brand and a business, right? And so basically, um, if I would have thought like this before, like, oh, how is it gonna look with 15 dogs in the backyard? Nigga, when I have 5 or 6 dogs in the backyard at one time, it's like, bro, this is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on right now.
Right.
Like, you feel me? So it's like have your yard already before, like have your acres beforehand, have your business beforehand, like have your following beforehand, before have your bread especially beforehand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like that's what I would say is just get that money, man. Get that. Be ready to put in
Set
time.
yourself up.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah, like be ready and put that time in beforehand because once you get into it, you in deep waters. I can't
Right.
get 15 dogs to fuck away.
No, you can't. No.
I can, but where they gonna go? I'm gonna be
Right.
sitting here thinking like, damn, I just wasted $30,000, fucking 3 years of my time, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of headache, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Right.
Literally, when you work with these working dogs, you sweating, you bleeding, you crying sometimes. Shit, you might be mad as
Yeah.
fuck. Like, damn, like you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, man, get ready for what you want and understand what you want before you start, because
Right.
I didn't. I just thought I was finna be breeding and getting bred, and then I was like, man, I got a dog on my hands. Let me get another one. Now I got two dogs. Man, I need to get another one. Now I'm at 15 motherfucking dogs, man. And mind you, I just had three
Mm.
deaths, so I would have been at 18. See what I'm
Nearly
saying?
20 dogs on the yard. Yeah,
And
that's a lot.
so it's a lot of dogs, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, what I'm saying though is, man, be prepared. Just, any young dog man watching this, any aspiring dog man watching this who think about breeding, and like I said, I'm not the most knowledgeable nigga to be,
Right.
sitting here acting like I'm on a high horse on it. I'm just saying, based off my own experience in the past couple of years, with all the money I done put in, all the time I done put in, especially if you got a woman or a family, it's a lot to really put on to them, putting these dogs in their face, because like my girl's not no dog woman.
Right.
Hell no, she had a grown up. She had a dog that her stepdad had when she was younger. Other than that, she ain't had no dogs.
No.
She didn't care
Yeah.
about dogs. So now with us having 15 dogs, think about the stress that might put on my woman if I don't take care of shit the perfect way. See what I'm
Right.
saying? The stress that might put on your relationship or your family if you got kids and they're not, used to having dogs, and now you just
Yeah.
jump head first into dogs, and now you know what I'm saying, you splurging out, and you not understanding how this could take a toll on your actual life, right? Because being a
Right.
dog man is not just a job or nothing like that. You feel me? It's a lifestyle in a way, because you have to alter certain things about your life. Why is that? You think I could go on a vacation right now with 15 dogs at the crib?
No, you can't. No.
I can't go on no fucking vacation.
Yeah, when
I
I had
can't
my
go out
one,
with
it
my
was tough.
20 after going busting my ass that month at work making 10 bands or making 20 bands. I can't come back with my 20 and be like, babe, let's go. I can't do
Right.
that. Why is that? Because I got real working dogs. Dogs who will kill something.
Yeah.
Man, dog, human, whatever case may be. My dogs will, so why so what I'm saying that for is because why? Because I can't hire a damn dog nanny to come and watch 15 dogs or watch even
Right.
10, even 8, even 6. I can't do that. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I have to have a program in place. I have to have kennel partners in place. I have to have land in place. I have to have kennel setups in place to where I can have freedom, and so where this ain't absorbing and taking and taking over my life, because it can if you let it. Especially if you got the passion, like somebody like me. I got the passion and the drive to really let something consume me if I really put my all into it. And it
Right.
has for the past couple years, bro. This dog shit, it's been consuming my life because how driven and how passionate, how much work I'm putting in. I'm putting in work. Like coach be saying, work, work, work 3 times, never stop. Bro, I've been putting in work with these dogs outside of work, and I work a full-time job. You feel
Right.
me? I travel for work on top of that. So I gotta put that stress on my lady. Cause I ain't got no kennel partners that's close to me here right now, but I'm about to be moving close to them so I can really, get the freedom
Yeah.
to like, all right, hey babe, we done worked hard. We done made, 100K this year. Let's go out. Let's go to, Jamaica. Let's go boom, boom, boom. Let's
Right.
do this. Let's do that. I can't do that right now.
No,
I made
you
a hundred
can't.
last year. I can't leave. I got dogs.
Right.
This is a lifestyle. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't take vacations. I can't even go and splurge out and do what the fuck I want to do for real for too long, because if I don't got the perfect setups, my dogs could break apart and then boom. If I wasn't there to catch my dog Rose, she would have been dead. five thousand
Right.
dollars down the fucking drain.
Yeah.
9 to 10 months of her being alive and me feeding her and putting time and training, all that shit down the drain. Bro, that's great. That's a lot of, that's a
Yeah.
lot of dedication. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot, There's a lot to think about, and it's a lifestyle. You can't get into this dog shit thinking that it's easy and it's gonna just be fun and games. You gotta think about what you want it for, what you doing it for, and what's the end goal in this shit. Because if you just like, oh, I'm a hobby breeder, I'm probably gonna jump out, sell my dogs in 5 years. Okay, understand, what you doing it for, understand, how you gonna go about that hobby, because this for me ain't no hobby.
It's a
I ain't
lifestyle.
spend 30 bands to be no hobby breeder, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be
Absolutely.
honest. I don't care about the money. Like I said, I ain't making no bread off this breeding. But I ain't jumping to this bitch to be no hobby breeder who's not
Right.
making no money, who's spending 6 to 10 bands a year on dogs and not getting nothing out of it. In
Right.
no way, no satisfaction, no nothing. Like nigga, what do you get out of having a dog? Most people just get companionship. But dog niggas like us, you see what I'm saying? We're gonna get a little bit more out of it because we got passion in this shit. So you gotta
Right.
love this shit. You gotta really love this shit. It can't just be, if you really a dog man, bro, you gotta love that shit. You gotta love the
Yeah.
goods and the bads. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love it all. You gotta love when you waking up at 3 in the morning and fucking breaking up dog fights. You gotta love you gotta love it all, bro. You gotta love this shit because
Yeah,
it's a journey. You know what I mean? But yeah,
absolutely.
I kind of drew out that answer. But yeah, it's a journey,
You did
man.
a little bit, but I mean, I could tell you really was passionate behind that question, and
Yeah,
you poured your experience out into that and your heart. So I appreciate that. But yeah, I appreciate you doing the interview, bro. Like I said, it's a young dog, man.
sir.
Remember the name Functional Focus Kennels, Dre.
Yes, sir.
Remember him, and shoot, we only gonna go up from here, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Catch us tomorrow. We got Ryan Keaton at Deep South Sentinels coming on for an interview. Y'all go check that out when it comes. I think 7:30 my time, maybe. I think no, probably 9:30 EST. So yeah, y'all be ready for that, and we see y'all tomorrow.
Yes,
Oh,
sir. Appreciate
hold
you
on.
for having me.
Where they can find you at?
Oh man, find me at Functional Focus Kennels on all platforms besides like Twitter. You feel me? Like
Right.
Functional Focus Kennels on all platforms, man. You could tap in. I got puppies on the ground right now, man. Anybody looking for a real dog, man? I got 2 more puppies available. So man, tap in, man, for some real blood. Functional Focus Kennels, we upcoming, like bro said. Keep an eye out on us, man. We upcoming.
Yes,
We some
sir.
young
Yes,
niggas, we
sir.
some young dog, man. And hey, we coming here to change the game. You feel me? We the future. We the future of this
100%.
shit. So, you know what I'm saying? In 20 years when y'all, when you hear us and you get to see our blood on the, out here
Yeah.
in the world, you're gonna know where we came from. You're gonna know, what I'm saying, where it started, where it stemmed from. But yeah, bro, I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you having me and, doing an interview. It was fun having some dog talk with you, bro.
For sure. For
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? I can't wait till till you get your yard set up and all your
Yeah,
dogs,
man,
and
I'm ready, man. But taking my time with it. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. I appreciate you, bro.
For sure. Yep. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.
Yes, sir. You have a nice one,
Appreciate
man.
the support.
Yes, sir.